Good morning, and thanks for tuning in to our very untraditional State of the City address. With all the changes and interruptions that this year has brought, it should come as no surprise that we've had to rethink this year's event. However, just as they've done for everything else, our team has adapted and found new and innovative ways for us to present to you all that's been accomplished in the city of LaPorte over the past year. Let me begin with some thank yous to all the people who have made this video and this past year possible. To begin, I want to thank the glue, Annette Leffler, for all she has done not only for me, but for the city of LaPorte. She truly holds City Hall together. Next, I want to thank my department heads and all of our city employees for everything they've done throughout this tough year to serve the residents and keep our city going. Finally, thank you to Duneland Media for their efforts to bring this video to you today. If you would have told me that when I took office in January that I'd be battling a global pandemic throughout my first year as mayor, I never would have believed you. Our administration has faced challenges this year. We have been forced to adapt and correct course more times than we can count. However, I'm proud to say that despite all the challenges that 2020 has brought, the future has never been brighter for the city of LaPorte. Not only has our team worked each day without complaint to serve the residents of our city, but they have exceeded all expectations and found ways for our city to shine both now, mid-pandemic, and beyond. For an example of this, look no further than our clerk treasurer's office. Courtney Parthoon's team has found incredible new ways to approach their daily responsibilities, including their new drive-through. LaPorte utility customers can now pay their bills, start and stop service, and set up payment plans, all from the comfort of their own vehicle. This is perfect now, as we've worked since March to limit the number of people in and out of City Hall. But this will be helpful in the future, especially for our senior population who have difficulty coming up and down the front stairs of the building. Another great example of success this year is the work done by our engineering and street departments. Over the course of the spring and summer, we invested over $1.29 million to improve roughly 3.54 miles of streets within our city. And we aren't done. By the end of spring next year, we will have completed another 5.8 miles, a nearly $2 million investment. Our city engineer, Nick Minnick, has worked diligently to prioritize the work performed based on need, and we will continue to make improvements to streets and sidewalks in 2021. Our street department, under the leadership of Mike Fraze, will help in that effort. The department recently purchased a new total tank system that will allow them to continue working on streets and filling potholes well into the winter months. Residents have identified streets and sidewalks as the top concern. This new technology will help in this effort. Our park department has shown their strength through this pandemic. Under the leadership of Superintendent Mark Schreiber, and with the incredible support of the Healthcare Foundation of LaPorte, they've completed or are nearing completion on projects including the Stone Lake Trail, the Clear Lake Boardwalk, the kayak launch, the new tennis courts, and the Fox Park Amphitheater, all during 2020. During a time when emphasis has been placed on getting out of the house and enjoying the outdoors, Mark and his team have provided our residents with parks and amenities that are second to none. If 2020 did anything, it was change our perspective. It put the focus on enjoying the little things, time with family, and like I said, the great outdoors. Our city is rich in natural resources. With nearly half a dozen lakes and many beautiful parks, we decided it was time to capitalize on our number one asset and become stewards of our natural resources. Our city planner, Tom Casey, and communications director, Jess Bruder, led the charge on our rebranding efforts. LaPorte now has a new logo, tagline, visitor site, and major upgrades to the city website are coming soon, so stay tuned. In addition to all these incredible accomplishments, our city has experienced some of the greatest economic growth we've had in years. During a time in which many cities are hunkering down and trying their best to scrape by, we've broken ground on projects like Flaherty and Collins, Rural King, Popeyes, Infinite Development, Catalyst Healthcare, and Qualls Spec Building. These opportunities, totaling more than $82 million in capital investment, will create nearly 600 new jobs for the people in our community. We are beyond grateful to LEAP Executive Director Bert Cook and his team for their leadership in guiding these projects to completion. There's been a lot of good that's happened this year, but we've certainly had our fair share of challenges to overcome. Perhaps one of the most difficult things we've had to do is determine what measures are necessary to keep our residents and city employees safe. Throughout the past year, my office, with the help of our attorney, Nick Otis, has had to issue several executive orders outlining safe retail and social distancing practices. We've had to evaluate our city transit system, transport, and determine the safest way to provide this service to residents. Beth West, our transit manager, did an exceptional job preparing and executing safety guidelines to protect riders and drivers while continuing to provide this valuable service to our city. I also want to commend HR Director Jen Knoll for her work developing city protocols necessary to keep the workplace safe for our employees. Making decisions regarding the health and safety of others is anything but easy, popular, or fun. But at the end of the day, our team made the choice to protect our residents, our healthcare system, and our local economy, and I stand behind it 100%. During a year with as many financial hardships as this one, it's no surprise that we also had to overcome tight budget restrictions. Between an estimated $500,000 reduction in state dollars, a projected dip in the 2020 local property taxes, and an estimated $3.49 million loss due to the circuit breaker, our clerk treasurer, Courtney Parthune, had quite the balancing act. Nevertheless, she met all of our budget priorities and is prepared for anticipated future revenue shortfalls. As well, we couldn't be more grateful to Joni Lehman, who has been a pillar in that office for over 22 years. Thanks to their incredible guidance, we plan to do more and spend less in 2021. Another significant challenge has been addressing our rapidly aging water and wastewater infrastructure, which has resulted in flooding, basement backups, and fending off system failure at one of our main water plants. Both systems are over 100 years old, leaving us with $100 million or more in infrastructure upgrades. Wastewater Superintendent Jerry Jackson Water Superintendent Tim Werner and former Water Superintendent Todd Taylor have all played invaluable roles in making sure our residents receive these essential services. They are experts in their field, so when they say that now is the time to act, we know time is of the essence. While a utility rate increase during a year like this one certainly wasn't our preference, it was necessary to prevent things from getting worse. I want to assure our residents that when we say we're taking action now, we mean it. The wastewater department was recently approved to get the ball rolling and begin reaching out to engineering firms so we can begin work in the summer of 2021 to stop flooding in the letter and number streets. These changes won't happen overnight, but this is an important first step. Despite many challenges and distractions, our team has made significant progress in our number one priority, cleaning up our city. Director of Code Enforcement Jeff Batchelor has done an exemplary job holding habitual violators accountable and raising the bar for our community. Code Enforcement's successful dumpster program provided residents a place to dispose of large items after cleaning out their homes and/or yards. In fact, Jeff looks forward to permanently continuing this program in 2021. When we received word from tenants that their living conditions were not acceptable, Jeff took immediate action. We've condemned 11 apartment complexes this year and have been able to connect families affected with help finding new housing from Center Township trustee Lisa Pierce-Sikowski. We also began demolishing dangerous abandoned properties throughout the city, such as Tidma Bakery and the Lady Rose. These properties have long been eyesores in the heart of our city. With their removal, we have opportunity for new housing, another one of our top priorities. Our goal is 30 by 30, 30,000 residents by the year 2030. However, with the current housing shortage in LaPorte, there is no room for people hoping to live in our city. We're excited to provide more diverse housing options, such as the Flaherty and Collins project, currently under construction in Newport Landing, that will offer luxury apartment living. Just behind there, near Fish Trap Lake, there are townhomes and retail space going up as well. In addition, we have the Beechwood Lakes property that was gifted to the city, providing over 50 acres of land to develop for more housing. The old Tidma Bakery property has the potential to provide space for low to moderate income housing as well. With all the positive strides we've seen happen in the city, we believe more people and businesses will want to come here. We're working to ensure that there's a place for them to call home when they do make the move. Our final priority has been to bolster public safety within the city. Earlier this year, we faced a significant officer shortage within the city police department. Down to 31 officers, we were the lowest we've been in years, losing officers left and right to cities that could pay a more competitive wage. Through the budget process, we were able to increase pay to many of our officer positions, allowing us to compete with other municipalities and keep them in LaPorte. Our police department, under Chief Breton, also implemented a new self-reporting system for non-emergency situations. This allows residents in non-life-threatening situations to file their own report online or at a kiosk at the police station, freeing up officers and allowing them to remain out on the streets where they belong. Our fire department also saw some improvements this year. Chief Snyder and his team unveiled our new Fire Station 3 this summer. Not only is the new location in a safer location for them to be pulling trucks in and out, but it also sits on a larger piece of land, allowing more room for training exercises. The department also got a new boat that allows them to serve and protect from our many lakes. Public safety plays a critical role in our city, and we are proud to do all we can to support those who put their lives on their line for us each and every day. As I'm sure you can see, our team has had an incredible year. We've overcome some tough odds and come out on the other side smarter, better, and more resourceful. I'm proud of our team for all their hard work and accomplishments. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. This year has been tough. For you, for me, for everyone. But the best part has been watching the community come together to support one another. During our Take 5 program, residents of all ages were getting outside to help clean up our streets and parks to help make LaPorte shine. People pulled together to donate and drop off meals to healthcare and other frontline workers. Businesses and residents stepped up to sponsor Slicer Pizza Day to help feed families in our community. And local manufacturers shifted their production to make sure our community had enough PPE. This is why I ran for mayor. This is why our city is special. This is why I know we'll get through this. We are LaPorte proud. If we were able to accomplish all of this in what has been the toughest, craziest, most unpredictable year in many of our lives, then I can't wait to see what 2021 brings. This year has proven that together we can do anything. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.